Chapter 9. Explore Robotics. Learning Targets. Robot. Evolution of robots. Components of a robot. Types of robots. Advantages and disadvantages of robots. Robotics and AI. Robots. Robots are found in many places today. People use robots to help with different jobs. Robots are useful because they can do tasks faster and more safely than humans. Some robots can even do dangerous jobs that are not safe for people. When you hear the word robot, what do you think of? You might think of a machine that looks like a person with a head, arms and legs, and can walk, talk or blink. This image comes from what we see in movies, TV shows or online. But not all robots look like people. Robots that look like humans are called humanoid or android robots. There are also many robots that do not look like humans at all. A robot is a machine that does specific jobs automatically. It can do these jobs quickly, and sometimes better and safer than humans. Robots follow instructions to do their tasks. Remember, all robots are machines, but not all machines are robots. Evolution of robots. Now it is time to learn about the historical development of robots. The following points will give you an understanding of the evolution of robots. Pvt.Ltd. The term robot comes from a Czech word, Robotics, which means a slave worker or a forced labored. This term was first used in a story called Rossum's Universal Robots, written by Pvt.Ltd., a playwright, in 1922. In the story, the robots were grown using chemicals instead of being built with machines. Text fact. Pvt.Ltd. was a Czech writer, playwright and critic. Text info. In the story, a brilliant scientist named Rossum, along with his son, developed a chemical substance similar to protoplasm. They used this substance to manufacture robots. Their plan was for the robots to serve humankind and do all the physical labor. However, the robots began to resent their creators and decided to take over. Isaac Asimov was a renowned American writer and professor of biochemistry at Boston University. He was best known as science fiction writer. Isaac Asimov has contributed a number of stories about robots. He is credited with coining the term robotics. The 3 laws of robotics according to Isaac Asimov are: Law 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. In other words, a robot should not injure a human being or life. Law 2. A robot must obey orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. In other words, a robot must obey the orders given to it by the master, a human being, without conflicting the first law. Law 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first and second law. In other words, a robot must protect its own existence without conflicting the first 2 laws. Asimov later added the 0th law. Above all the others, a robot may not harm humanity or by inaction allow humanity to come to harm. These laws were introduced in his 1942 short story Runaround, although they were hinted at in a few earlier stories. George Devol. In 1954, George Devol developed the first programmable robot. He designed and created the first industrial robot, which was named Animate. This robot was supplied to General Motors in the United States in 1962. George Devol, along with Joseph Engelberger, a business person engineer, started the world's first robot manufacturing company, known as Animation. In late 1960s and 1970s, More advanced computer-controlled robots were developed at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology (MIT) and at Stanford University. Shaky. In 1968, an intelligent robot called Shaky was built at the Stanford Research Institute (SRI). Shaky had 3 rotational motions, which were called an articulated arm. It was the first general-purpose mobile robot. The programming of Shaky was primarily done in Lisp processing. Puma. In 1978, Inimation, in collaboration with General Motors, developed Puma, Programmable Universal Machine for Assembly. It is an industrial robotic arm developed by Victor Scheinman. These robots have been used since 1978 to assemble automobile subcomponents such as dash panels and lights. 1980s. In the 1980s, the development of robots reached a new level. During this time, robotics became a popular subject both in industry and in education. Many countries introduced robotics courses in schools and universities. Cyber knife. In the 1990s, major development took place in the field of robotics. One of the major advancements was CyberKnife, a robotic surgery system developed by John Adler in 1994. This robot was first used at Stanford University to assist in brain and spine surgeries. Sojourner. In 1997, the robot rover named Sojourner was launched to Mars. It was capable of gathering environmental data and conducting several scientific experiments. The data collected and the results of the experiments were transmitted back to NASA National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Deep Blue. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue computer defeated chess champion Garry Kasparov. 2000 to present day. In the year 2000, Honda introduced Asimo, the most advanced humanoid robot from their project. Robotics is a technology that holds great promise for the future. Over the years, the designs and abilities of robots have changed and improved significantly. Let us now learn about the structure of robots. Components of a robot. Most robots have 3 main parts that work together to help the robot perform its tasks. Controller. The controller is the brain of the robot. It works with a computer program to give the robot commands and instructions. Mechanical parts. These parts help the robot move and perform tasks. They include motors, wheels, gears, grippers and pistons, which allow the robot to move, grab, lift and turn. These parts are powered by electricity, air or water. Sensors. Sensors help the robot understand what is happening around it. For example, vision sensors help the robot see the environment and measure distances. Tactile sensors allow the robot to feel just like human fingertips. Robots are powered in different ways, including batteries, solar energy, or other power sources like hydraulics, liquid pressure, or pneumatics, air pressure. Types of robots. Robots can be classified into different types, based on how they move and what tasks they perform. Based on mobility. Robots are grouped into 2 categories based on their ability to move: fixed or immobile robots. These robots do not move from one place to another. Instead, they stay in one spot, and only their arms or parts move to complete tasks. For example, in factories, fixed robots are used to assemble parts like electrical motors in cars. Mobile robots. Mobile robots can move around freely on wheels. These robots are used to carry heavy materials from one place to another inside a factory. Based on application. Robots are used in many different areas, and the jobs they do are increasing. Based on the application or field where they are used, robots can be classified into the following categories. Telerobots. These robots are used to perform tasks in places that are too far for humans to reach. They can work deep under the sea, or travel to other planets to do jobs that are dangerous or impossible for humans. Medical robots. Medical robots are used by doctors and surgeons for operations, checkups, and research. For example, nanobots are tiny robots that can be used to treat diseases inside the human body or other living creatures. Military robots. Military robots are used by the army and are controlled remotely. They are fitted in a camera and are sent to enemy territory to capture images and send those to the operator. These robots can find and remove bombs, attack enemies, and save human lives. Space robots. These robots are known as rovers and are used in space for exploring planets and other space bodies. They are equipped with tools to collect soil samples, take pictures, and analyze data from distant worlds. Entertainment robots. Entertainment robots are used for fun or amusement. These include toy robots and robots that are designed to entertain people, like in theme parks or shows. Industrial robots. These robots are designed to do repetitive tasks, such as assembling products, lifting heavy objects, painting, and welding. These robots help make manufacturing faster and easier. Advantages of robots. Robots offer many benefits in different fields. Some of the key advantages of using robots are increased productivity and efficiency. Robots help to improve productivity, efficiency, quality, and consistency in tasks and products. Work in hazardous environments. Unlike humans, robots can work in dangerous places without the need for comfort or life support systems, and without concerns about safety. No fatigue. Robots can work continuously for long periods without getting tired. Perform repetitive tasks. Robots can do the same task over and over again without getting bored or making mistakes. Multitasking. Robots are capable of processing multiple tasks at the same time, making them highly efficient. Disadvantages of robots. Although robots are very useful, they have some drawbacks. Here are a few disadvantages of using robots. Lack of decision-making. Robots cannot make decisions on their own and rely on pre-programmed instructions. Risk of injury. There is a possibility that robots could harm humans if they malfunction or are not properly controlled. High cost and maintenance. Robots are expensive to build and maintain. The cost of repairs can also be quite high. Limited response to emergencies. Robots may not be able to respond effectively in emergencies unless they are specifically programmed to handle such situations. Job loss. Robots can replace humans in many jobs, leading to unemployment in certain industries like factories. Robotics and artificial intelligence. Robotics is a branch of artificial intelligence (AI). This domain deals with the study of creating intelligent and efficient robots, which are designed to imitate human intelligence. Robots perform tasks by following instructions in their software. This software is a set of commands that tell the robot what to do. To develop this software, computer programming languages are used. TechByte. In robotics engineering, C++, Python, and MATLAB are the top 3 computer languages. TechByte. MiniBlock is a simple, easy install development tool to learn basic robotics programming. To install MiniBlock, visit the site http://blog.miniblock.org/p/download.html. What makes robots intelligent? You may wonder what makes robots intelligent. The term intelligence refers to the ability to use knowledge and experience to make decisions. A robot, being a machine, does not naturally have intelligence like humans. To make robots intelligent, we use artificial intelligence (AI). AI is the technology that enables machines to think and act like humans. It is a growing field, with the goal of creating machines that can think, learn, and make decisions without needing human input. The aim is to develop smart machines that can operate independently. For example, voice-controlled assistants like Siri and Alexa are powered by AI. They can understand and respond to human speech, allowing us to interact with them. In this way, AI helps robots' hardware to act intelligently by providing them with the software to make decisions. The field of robotics and AI continues to grow, with scientists working on creating robots that are not just smart, but also capable of feeling and behaving like humans. Tech Info. Some popular Indian robots: Menav, India's first 3D printed humanoid robot; Robocop, the world's first police officer robot; Matra, a humanoid robot capable of interacting with humans; Robot, a humanoid robot designed to assist customers at airports; Ira, a robotic assistant developed by HDFC Bank; Indro, the tallest robot in India; Kempa, a robot set up to provide flight and check-in information at airports. To learn more about these robots, visit https://www.technoxian.com/tiki/top-humanoid-robot-made-in-India/wrap-up. A robot is an automatic machine which is designed to perform one or more tasks faster, and it can also complete risky jobs safely and better than humans do. A robot does work as per the given instructions. Isaac Asimov is credited with coining the term robotics. In 1954, George Devol developed the first programmable robot. He also designed and created the first industrial robot called Animate. Most robots consist of three main parts: controller, mechanical parts, and sensors. Telerobots are used to perform tasks in locations that are too far or dangerous for humans. These robots can work deep underwater or even on other planets. Robotics is a branch of artificial intelligence (AI) which focuses on creating intelligent robots that imitate human intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the ability of computers or machines to think and act like humans. This field is rapidly advancing and is widely known as AI.